One time for the one time. And then you find out why good old George chopped the cherry tree. And imagine these are not those kind of faces. You know? You're dealing with indigenous people. It's just told by Hollywood. Oh my goodness. Now, you know how Hollywood gets down. So fair use for your caboose with his deer skins on at a hanging. Unbelievable. I just love knowing what I know. So if you get it, you did it. You don't, you don't. If you want to come to the fifth dimension, you don't, you don't. You can stay in the third. Oh, sweat. You know, I'm going up. Me and the ancestors rocking, and we taking back the planet and uplifting, you know, our people's consciousness from a third dimensional, materialistic, to the fourth, to the fifth, where you see spiritual. And then we just keep going, sixth, seventh, eighth, till we get to the ninth, completion. And then we start it all over again. But just at another level, you know? So many of our people are stuck, you know, and they don't get that. If the plan always was to keep the so-called black man, let me use, you know, quotation, and, you know, in the shallow grave in the East, mentally, you know, and it's not no secret. You can go and look this stuff up. I'm sure all is supposed to be revealed in these days, and I'm learning how to raise myself up from that grave, you know, from that mental grave, from that spiritual grave, and receive this information when I rest, receive this information now, because I am the information. I am connected with everything. I just have to align myself with the right frequency, have to synchronize. And synchronization is the key to getting this spirituality, you know, spiritualization, centralization with your soul, you know, how to, you know, that milk and honey flow. I don't even want to rhyme, but it just is the way it is, you know. I'm in that frequency. I know that I'm an even, you know, I'm never odd. You know, you can be odd, but I'm even. It's beautiful. So one time for the one time, I'm glad that I got to show that little why George Washington chopped the cherry tree. There you go. And then you see why the Moorish flag is red. You see why a whole bunch of stuff is red. The Russian flag was red. The China flag was red. It's just, you know, and red, you know, when you're dealing with the chakras, you know, that's the lower self, which is the animal nature. You know, we're not supposed to dissect the animal. We're supposed to emulate it, learn it, study the animal, because that's what our ancestors did, study stuff and master it. Not fucking, hey, let me see what the heart is and this, do that and that. You know, that's a whole barbaric and inorganic way of looking at things and processing nature's beauty. You know, nature is something that we can never own. We got to align ourselves with it, just like the earth. You know, she's something that is not supposed to be owned, supposed to be protected. But I went a little further. I'm turning this into a whole class. But open your mind, like one of my songs I just created and I ain't finished it. Open your mind to the oceans above. You know, the waters. You know, I told you that. Well, you should know that your brain sits in, I think, 85% of water. So that's the oceans above right there as well. So as above, so below. Learn the game, man. Learn the game. That's all, man. One time for the one time. Sonny, handsome, priest, king.